So this is my reading journal. It's a very beautiful book that is from the Quirky Cup collection, which I believe is Australian owned, which I am a fan of because usually books like this coming from overseas cost a fortune. And it's specifically designed to be a reading journal, so the reading adventures of Beck Wade, that's a me. So this is my system, my star rating system, and as you can see I've got a little sticker printed out for each of the covers because I'm a very visual person and I like to try and use a pen to match the aesthetic of the book when I write the title, but the rest is just in black bullet points. I do about half a page for each book that I've read, and if you're bothering to read any of what I've put down there, you'll see that it's very subjective. It's all about my personal takeaway from the book rather than, occasionally it will say that it was poorly written or things like that, but generally when it's been properly published, like any of these books, it's been edited, and so you would expect it to be written pretty well. Some of these I listened to as audiobooks. I got through this series very quickly because I had them playing while I was doing other things. Others took longer, particularly this one. I was really expecting to like this book, and I actually found it very boring, and the characters were kind of not cardboard, but they just... I really got in a place where I stopped caring about them because they didn't seem to really care about themselves. I don't know. You'll have to read it and let me know what you think, but I wasn't a huge fan of this book, so it took me a really long time to read it. I think I began reading that before I did the audiobooks. So I got through all of these books before I finished that book, but then I wanted something a bit lighter after that. And this was a nice compromise of fantasy and romance, and I'm really into this series. I haven't read the last of it. I've read the first two, and this one's actually my book. I'm not allowing myself to read any more books until I've finished editing this book. So I put it in my reading journal, so when I'm looking back, instead of saying why was there such a large break between this book and the next book, it's because I was editing my book. That's all I've got so far. I've obviously read a lot more books than that, but I began this reading journal late last year, but I counted the books that I'd included in my bullet journal because I wanted to fill up the book a little bit faster, but as you can see, I've got a long way to go. I could probably afford to do a full page per book, but I don't know that I usually have that many thoughts for each book. I've gotten more in the habit of critiquing my books as I go, so I might do one more half page and then start doing full pages just so I can let my brain really wrap itself around my thoughts on books. And yeah, that's my reading journal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and it was just a nice little short one, but yeah, have a nice day and I'll catch you next time. Bye!